person of Christ is a matter of great controversy among theologians. However, this is not a new problem. Century, Arian controversy precipitated the Council AD 325. Another controversy brought about the Ecumenical Council of Chalcedon, AD 451. The 19th century saw the pluralism, and in the 20th century there was the group called the Jesus Seminar, both of which saw Christ with no regard for biblical integrity. The Church has had to define her understanding of the person of Christ repeatedly. 2. The 5th century witnessed a two-pronged assault on Christian orthodoxy. First, there was the monophysite heresy, brought about by a man named Eutyches. The name of this position comes from the prefix mono, meaning one, and the word physis, which means nature. The monophysites believed that Christ had only one nature. They denied that he was one person with two natures, one divine and one human. Even before Eutyches, some had argued that Christ had only one nature. Of those, some said that Christ was merely human, with no deity. Others, such as the Docetists, argued that he was completely divine, with no humanity. Eutyches formulated the idea that Christ had a theanthropic nature. The term comes from the Greek word theos, which means God, and the word anthropos, which means man. Eutyches said that Christ's nature was neither truly divine nor truly human, rather, it was a mixture of the divine and human. The other heresy of the 5th century was Nestorianism. Nestorius argued that since Christ has two distinct natures, one divine and the other human, he must therefore have two distinct personalities. If there are two natures, there must be two persons. So the doctrine of Christ was attacked from both sides, one denying the dual nature of Christ by reducing it to a single, confused mixture of divine and human, and the other affirming two natures but denying their unity. The Chalcedonian Council. These twin heresies prompted the Council of Chalcedon, and from that council came the classic formulation of the dual nature of Christ, namely, that Christ is one person with two natures, vera homo vera deus. The word vera comes from the Latin veritas, meaning truth. The idea here is that Christ is truly man and truly God. Christ has a true human nature and a true divine nature. These two natures are perfectly united in one person. Along with that affirmation, the Chalcedonian Council put forth four negatives asterisk. As I noted earlier, throughout its history, the Church has sought to describe certain concepts by way of negation. For example, in some ways we can define God by what he is not. He is infinite, meaning he is not finite. He is immutable, meaning he is not mutable. Likewise, the framers of the Chalcedonian Creed put forth four negatives, confessing that Christ is truly human and truly God, and that these two natures are perfectly united with no mixture, confusion, separation, or division. The first two of these negatives, directed at the monophysite heresy, states that the two natures, the divine and the human, are not blended so as to render a deified human nature or a humanized divine nature. The human nature is always human, subject to the normal limitations of humanity, and the divine nature is always divine. For instance, the divine mind did not lose its omniscience in the incarnation. The divine mind knew everything, even though the human mind did not.